Tonight at 5, we remember a pillar of Madison's Latino community, Juan Jose Lopez, who passed away yesterday. Plus, an historic day for the city of Madison after city and community leaders gather to raise the transgender pride flag above the city.
I will always be a survivor. I will always be proud to be a survivor.
And ahead of this year's Susan G. Komen More Than Pink Walk, a DeForest woman shares how the event helped her through her cancer diagnosis. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. A breakdown of negotiations at the state capitol threatens whether Wisconsin can pass its state budget before the fast approaching deadline. Political reporter Will Keneally live at the Capitol now with the latest. Will?
Eric, the breakdown is over the formula that the state government will use to fund local governments. And Republican leaders say that without a deal on that local funding plan, they cannot go forward on working through the state budget. But both desperately need to be passed.
I feel like if we want to get something done, it's going to be this week.
The pressure is on for Republicans to come to an agreement on how to fund local governments. The leaders of the Senate and Assembly met with the Democratic governor earlier this week.
So we had a meeting on Monday. I agree that we kind of gave him some ideas of things that we thought would allow him to get to an answer.
But the Republicans from both chambers have to agree first. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos previously said he was done negotiating with his Senate counterpart. The two chambers can't agree over the Milwaukee parts of the funding plan. They want to let Milwaukee raise a local sales tax, but can't agree on the mechanic for how that would work.
If we do not get a deal this week, I think we should strip out all of the Milwaukee things. And we will just focus on the balance of the bill.
That would get at least a good chunk of the municipalities funded, but again, we don't know if all Republicans are on board.
I would never speak for the state Senate, so you would have to ask them and see what they think.
Reporters tried, but the Senate Republican leader had no response to the proposal Vos floated.
I think there are lots of options that could be on the table. But again, trying to focus on shared revenue and getting to a deal on shared revenue, in my mind, would be primary because that does impact every other single thing in the budget.
So the legislature's budget writing committee is set to meet tomorrow, and the co-chair of that committee says that they have to postpone the entire transportation part of that budget because they have not struck a deal on how to fund local governments. Now, we reached out to the governor's office on whether he would be on board for a plan that would not include some of those Milwaukee components. They did not immediately get back to us, but we have heard in the last few minutes even from Senate Democrats. We'll have more from them coming up tonight at 6. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Will, thank you. Let's get a look now at our first warn forecast. Some very comfortable temperatures out there. Julian Seawright out on the weather patio.
That's right. It's a beautiful start to our Wednesday afternoon and evening hours. Plenty of sunshine, not nearly as hazy as it was yesterday. And this is the best part about it. We're not even looking at cloud cover throughout much of the Wisconsin area. But we are going to be anticipating for a little bit of change as we get into tomorrow. But at least it's not going to be with temperatures. Right now it's 75 degrees in Madison, 79 for Janesville, and around 77 degrees for Platteville. Many of us are feeling that very seasonable and comfortable level of temperatures as we get into the rest of this evening. Now around Dane County, upper 70s for areas to the west, but the 75 for us here in Madison, really, once again, comfortable as we're getting into the rest of our Wednesday. Now, one thing we're going to be looking ahead for is there's still a little bit of haze, but it's not very potent as it has been over the last couple of days. Looking ahead, those temperatures will hold into the 70s until we get to sunset, where we are looking for those 60s and even falling to the 50s. But that's not just where we're going to start. We're going to end into the middle 40s around Madison. Some areas are going to be a bit more milder, especially towards Platteville, but overall, we're still going to be looking at another comfortable night for us here in southern Wisconsin. One thing we're watching for, though, is changes later into this weekend. We're anticipating a system to bring in some widespread rain and potentially even some thunderstorms for the area. We'll be breaking down the timing and just how much in a few moments. Until then, over to you.
All right, Julian, thank you. The latest U.S. drought monitor shows much of Wisconsin is facing abnormally dry conditions. It's made farming in southern parts of the state very difficult for farmers who have their crops in the ground. They're seeing very little growth from those crops, including many fourth-generation farmers like Jacob Eichster of Stoughton, who have resorted to long hours of irrigating their fields, resulting in close to 80 hours a week of work for him and his family. There's no short-term fix either, as the next chances for rain this weekend are expected to have very little impact on the crops. Police are investigating after multiple people reported being hit with pellets from an airsoft gun in downtown Madison. Officers were first called to King and Wilson Street about 9:15 Monday night. The man said he was hit in the head and shoulder but wasn't hurt. About an hour later, another person reported being hit by pellets near Wisconsin Avenue at West Gilman. Police haven't found any suspects. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers 608-266-6014. Tonight, we remember the life of Juan Jose Lopez, a longtime leader in Madison's Latino community who passed away yesterday. Lopez was the first Latino ever to serve on the Madison Metropolitan School District's board. He served 12 years before leaving the position in 2006. Lopez also served on boards for United Migrant Opportunity Services in Milwaukee, the Nuestro Mundo School in Madison, One City Schools, as well as the Rotary Foundation and Latino Chamber of Commerce. Funeral services have not yet been announced. Juan Jose Lopez was 64 years old, and in a Facebook post, Centro Hispano called Lopez a vocal, honest, fierce leader who never backed down from advocating for real change and worked hard to create more access to resources for Latino families and young professionals. Dane County Executive Joe Parisi also said, quote, "We are fortunate that Juan chose Madison as his home so many years ago. He enriched our community and provided opportunity and advancement for countless individuals." As Pride Month continues, earlier today, city and community leaders gathered at the Madison Municipal Building to raise the transgender pride flag over the building. It is the first time the flag has ever flown above the building. The moment was especially significant for District 15 Alder Nina Martinez Rutherford, who in April became the first transgender person to hold elected office in the city. She said she was honored to take part in the groundbreaking event, and it makes her happy to know that the transgender community is finally being seen, heard, and recognized. Prep work continues at University Ridge ahead of the 2023 AmFam Championship, which tees off on Friday. A tournament of this scale just cannot be pulled off without the help of volunteers. Officials say for this year's tournament, 900 people from more than 15 states registered to help out.
I'm a golfer, so it's kind of fun. Yesterday I was dealing with the caddies and I was asking about the spin, and he goes, "Well, this is what it is." And I said, "Well, how do you do that?" He goes, "Let me see your swing." So I showed him my swing, and he goes, "Yeah." So I got a free golf lesson out of it. So it was enjoyable for me.
And since 2016, the American Family Insurance Championship has raised nearly $15 million for charity. We're just 3 days away from the Susan G. Komen More Than Pink Walk. News 3 Now is a proud sponsor of the annual event on Willow Island at Alliant Energy Center. Organizers are still looking for more people to register for Saturday's walk. The day is emotional for many touched by breast cancer, but also a celebration for those walking for a cure.
It's really proud to see our little town of Cambridge help and we've raised over $375,000 over a period of 14 years.
Amazing.
But it's neat to know that our community is here.
And one of the hundreds of people attending this year's event is celebrating both her 10th walk and a decade of living cancer-free this year. Our Catherine Merck shows us how this walk acts as a meaningful milestone to this survivor. Catherine?
For Rhonda Hilsenheimer, the More Than Pink Walk is just that. She says the weekend event is evidence that the journey of cancer lasts a lifetime. She tells me it was heartbreaking for her and her family when they found out she had cancer 10 years ago. However, through the community she found at the Susan G. Komen Walk, Rhonda says she continues to feel the same love and support she felt when she was first diagnosed.
I will always be a survivor. I will always be proud to be a survivor. I will always probably cry like this when I talk about it. It was a tough journey, but again, you find out who's really there for you, and I just did not know what kind of support I had.
That support system still stands strong as Rhonda and her family plan to walk again this weekend along with the rest of the More Than Pink community. News 3 Now is proud to sponsor the Susan G. Komen Walk this Saturday on Willow Island at the Alliant Energy Center. If you want to participate or learn more about the fundraising event, we have information on our website at channel3000.com.
Catherine, thank you. We are learning new details about a deadly shooting that happened after a high school graduation ceremony in Virginia. 18-year-old Sean Jackson, who had just graduated, and his stepfather, 36-year-old Lorenzo Smith, were killed in the incident. Police believe an ongoing dispute between Jackson and the gunman may have led to the shooting.
I wouldn't say he was waiting for him. I think there was an interaction, and then it appears that the suspect went to his car to retrieve the gun and then returned.
The interim police chief there says the 19-year-old suspect, who was not on their radar, surrendered peacefully not far from the scene. Faces 2 counts of second-degree murder and is being held without bond. Authorities are asking anyone with video or other images of the event to send them to investigators working the case. Coming up, Julian is back with our complete forecast, plus wildfire smoke continues to cloud the air in the Northeast. We'll head to New York, where health concerns are forcing millions to take precautions. And tonight at 6, we're celebrating Madison Bike Week. Find out how and where you can join the celebration. And on Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average shakes off more rate hike concerns to add 92 points at the closing bell. The Nasdaq falls 171.5. The S&P 500 down 16, and we'll be right back.
Your John Deere is here. Get yours during our Green Tag sales event. Right now, get your new full-size or mid-size gator with 0% for 36 months. Get a John Deere now. And
power up at Sloan's.
Think Sloan's first.
It's Steinhaffel's Memorial Day sale. Right now, save up to $900 on Beautyrest adjustable base sets. Beautyrest Queen mattresses start at only $449. And when you upgrade to a Beautyrest Black, you'll get $300 in Steinhaffel's cash and a $100 MasterCard rewards card. Beautyrest Black Queen mattresses start at just $44 per month when you use Steinhaffel's special 72-month financing. Shop in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
Are you sure about this?
I got this. I watched the video online.
I'm good. Oof, I can't help you with that bruised ego, but I can help you replace this roof safely.
Let the experts at Felco do the heavy lifting this summer with 30% off roofing and siding. Plus, no interest until 2025.
30% off roofing and siding ends soon. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Felco.
Attention, Wisconsin veterans.
I'm Tony Evers, the governor of Wisconsin. If you are a veteran struggling to pay for rent, utilities, or other life-sustaining services, I want you to know that the Veterans Rental Assistance Program is here to help. So call 833-WISC-VRAP or visit vrapwi.com. You've always been there for us. We want you to know that we're here for you.
Here's your parachute. Packed it myself.
Certain it's okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters. Like the certainty of congratulating coworkers or saying thank you for being a customer with promotional products from 4imprint. Our expert team is dedicated to making your satisfaction a certainty.
Packed it myself.
Land the perfect products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint for certain. Run with Sloan's. Meet your Sloan's starting lineup. The John Deere MVP, our 1025R compact utility tractor with 120R loader. Just $189 per month. Get a John Deere now. And
power up with Sloan's.
Think Sloan's first.
I will always be a survivor. I will always be proud to be a survivor.
A breast cancer survivor shares her journey from diagnosis to remission, how she helps other women battling this life-altering disease. That's tonight at 6.
You can smell it long before you see it. A little pungent in here. Oh my gosh. Yep, there's nothing like Lindbergher, and there's only one place in the country that makes it. Come along as I travel to Ground Zero to take in the smell of success. Thursday at 6.
Oh.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
As the field of 2024 Republican presidential nominees continues to grow, Mike Pence has become the first vice president in modern history to challenge his former boss for the White House. Pence officially announcing his campaign this afternoon, joining a growing list of former allies challenging Donald Trump. But the former president remains the frontrunner in early polling of GOP voters. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum also launched his campaign today, promising to focus on the economy, energy, and national security. The Vatican says Pope Francis had no complications during his second abdominal surgery in 2 years, this time for a hernia repair. Officials say the 86-year-old pontiff was under general anesthesia and is expected to be hospitalized for the next several days. Came 2 years after his last abdominal surgery when doctors removed part of his colon because of diverticulitis. The Pope recently revealed the painful bowel condition had come back.
It remains to be seen how quickly he, as a man of 86 years, with some other health issues, can fully recover.
Well, the Pope's events for the next 10 days have been canceled as a precaution. Pope Francis does have a busy summer ahead with trips planned to Portugal and Mongolia. Poet and best-selling author Amanda Gorman sat down with the host of CBS Mornings for her first TV interview since her latest book was restricted by a Florida school. Gorman captivated the nation in 2021 when she became the youngest poet at a presidential inauguration in U.S. history. Her poem, The Hill We Climb, was later published as a book. Recently, a Florida elementary school restricted access to that book after one parent filed a complaint.
I'm fine with some parents not liking my poetry. That's completely in your right. But when we get to the situation where that one person dislike of my work leads to everyone else not having access to that, that is a huge issue, I think, because it encroaches on our freedom to really absorb and love and enjoy literature from where we are.
In a statement to CBS News, Miami-Dade County Public Schools said, quote, no literature has been banned or removed, and that the school determined The Hill We Climb was better suited for middle school students. Last night, Gorman donated 1,200 books for a banned book giveaway event hosted by a Florida bookstore, including copies of her own book. Right now, millions of Americans in the Northeast are under air quality alerts because of hundreds of wildfires burning up in Canada. Take a look. This is a live look at the New York City skyline. Can't see much there. The smoke's so thick, it looks almost like a heavy fog there. Bradley Blackburn now with more from the East Coast.
The New York City skyline is shrouded in smoke, and there's a haze over Washington, D.C.
When the sun comes out, it has this strange glow about the city.
Air quality in the cities is now among the worst in the world.
The levels of health concern, it really sent shockwaves throughout the entire city and this region.
Schools in New York and Washington canceled all outdoor activities, and Writers Guild picket lines were halted. The bad air quality extends south to the Carolinas and west to Cleveland and Indianapolis.
I noticed that it looked smoggy, effectively smoggy, but it had that distinct smell of smoke.
The Air Now app from the EPA gives real-time information about air quality where you are. Very unhealthy here in New York City right now. And in these conditions, doctors warn against exercising outside and advise wearing a high-quality mask. Other advice includes keeping your windows and doors closed, running air conditioning on a recirculation setting, using air purifiers, and staying inside as much as possible. Those suggestions are a way of life for those living in areas with year-round air quality issues, like Delhi, India, or Beijing, China.
The fine particulate matter in the air can get into people's lungs, cause inflammation, and worsen conditions like asthma, chronic lung disease, or underlying heart conditions.
The unhealthy air is expected to stick around for the next few days as officials in Canada say hundreds of intense fires there continue to burn. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Yesterday's air quality in New York City was the worst it's been since the 1960s. Some schools in Scranton, Pennsylvania were even dismissed early because the air quality was so poor. Well, let's check back in with Julian Seawright in our first warn forecast. Julian?
Well, the good news is we're not dealing with air quality issues here, but we do still have just a little bit of a haze for us here in southern Wisconsin, specifically even for Madison. But let's take a look at our weather headlines. We are looking for a return to some hazy skies by the time we get into tomorrow, where temperatures are also going to be into the 70s. But the good news is, folks, we're warming back up into some summer-like feels for Friday. This weekend, we're going to get some, at least, potentially much-needed rain for many of us, as we're still dealing with pretty dry conditions throughout southern Wisconsin. So getting into what we're going to be expecting, well, walking through the rest of this evening, not looking for much except for that thin haze that you can see from our sky cam. But going into tomorrow, we're going to be looking for another round of potentially seeing that haze throughout much of Wisconsin and the upper Midwest itself, as it starts to circulate those wildfire smoke from Canada into the upper Midwest once again for us as we get into the back end of the week. So that's one thing to be mindful of, is that we're not done with the haze just yet. Looking forward to the weekend, however, we are expecting some afternoon showers coming into our Saturday and going into our Saturday night as well. Could start to linger into our early Sunday morning, but looks to clear out for many of us by the time we get into our Sunday evening. So that's one thing to be mindful of, though we're not looking for too much in terms of rain accumulation. Might see close to 1/10 of an inch for Madison. Areas near Lone Rock and Bosqueville, maybe at most a quarter, but it's one thing that's going to be bouncing back and forth, and it just seems, at least this time, we're going to have a bit more widespread rain, which we definitely need since it's been such a dry spell over the last couple of weeks. Otherwise, let's plan out for tonight. Temperatures will be into the middle 40s, much cooler as we get into our Wednesday night. Clear skies, a bit more onto the milder side for areas like Platteville and Mineral Point, which will be in the lower 50s, but for Janesville, we're talking about middle 40s. So just be prepared for a nice, cool night for us, and then heading into tomorrow, also still dealing with some rather mild conditions. Temperatures could climb into the middle or upper 70s for us here in Madison. We're going to be seeing plenty of sunshine once again. The really only big caveat, again, is going to be the hazy skies that will look to roll their way into southern Wisconsin. But planning out the rest of what we're going to be expecting again tonight will be on the quiet side. We are going to expect those temperatures to fall to the middle 40s, waking up tomorrow morning into the upper 40s, low 50s, so nice and comfortable to start our Thursday morning. Lunchtime already into the 70s with plenty of sunshine throughout the area, and heading into our Thursday night, going to be a bit more cooler for some areas, but also hanging on to a bit of those temperatures as we transition into our early Friday morning. Otherwise, let's take a look at our first warned weather 10-day forecast. Well, temperatures are going to be climbing as we get into our Friday and Saturday, and then next week we will be starting cooler, but we're going to be warming right back up into those middle and even near upper 80s for us by the time we get into the back end of next work week. Outside of that, this is what we're going to be looking at in terms of our traffic. If you are traveling eastbound as of right now on the Beltline, just expect some slower delays, especially the closer you are towards Monona. And traveling along 51, we are expecting some slow spots as well for the northbound. But I-39 as of right now is actually rather smooth as butter for our 5 p.m. rush hour. So we're going to do it for our weather and traffic. Over to you.
Julian, thank you. Prices for just about everything, of course, continue to go up. That includes car insurance. Costs have increased about 15% in the past year. According to Bankrate, annual premiums have increased about $243 to more than $2,000. Experts say auto insurance is highly competitive and cheaper rates can often be found with just a little research. Sometimes bundling your car and home insurance together can lead to a better rate. And people who work from home may qualify for a low mileage discount. Car owners might also consider cutting parts of their policies.
You may be paying for more car insurance than you really need. Do you need, for example, to have the cost of a car rental covered? Do you want to have essentially towing insurance?
Experts also say it is important to review your policy every year to see if there are other ways to save some money. Could the Argentine soccer great Lionel Messi be taking his talents to South Beach? What's behind this stunning move? Next at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
At Lawton Cates, being prepared and confronting every aspect of your injury case with honesty, integrity, and innovative solutions has earned us a reputation for excellence in representing the injured. Because at Lawton Cates, your life counts.
Oh my gosh, wow. Who am I?
Wow, is that really me?
I am so excited to tell you more about the innovation that is Plexiderm. Now, if you're someone who likes to try home remedies for under eye bags or wrinkles like egg whites or hemorrhoid cream, I have good news for you. Plexiderm is actually formulated for your skin, and it's clinically studied to reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles in just 10 minutes, and those results last up to 10 hours.
I thought I might see a little difference, but to see that big of a difference, I have so many dark circles, I have the puffiness, I have the lines, like, it's amazing.
The first time I saw Plexiderm work, I was amazed. When you look at these before and after videos, it's hard to believe that this is just a serum that you apply yourself at home to get rid of the under eye puffiness, the crow's feet, the 11 lines, the deep forehead lines.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. It feels great. Looks even better.
Look at the results that we're seeing here. This person has very pronounced under eye bags. Not much you could do about that before without an invasive treatment. This is just Plexiderm serum applied in small amounts under each one of these eyes, and you can see 10 minutes later, we sent those bags packing for the day.
This isn't the first time I've been on TV raving about this product. It's amazing. My friends, my family, they can't believe it. They're all calling. There's been creams, there's been lotions, concealers. Nothing works like this. And in just a few minutes, it's amazing.
Plexiderm is naturally derived from silicates. You'll just place a very small amount on your fingertip because it's so powerful, and then you just apply to those areas where you see your signs of aging, and then just wait 10 minutes and you will see the results. Right now, you can try Plexiderm for only $14.95. Call the number on your screen or visit plexidermtrial.com.
Menards stocks an endless selection of quality products at low prices, like Richmond water heaters.
Brandon, where are you, man?
Dale, I'm down here, man.
Oh, what's up? Man, they got it all.
And all at super low prices.
I'm building a new addition on my house, and everything I need is right here.
Nice.
Come to Menards to check out our huge selection of Richmond water heaters for all types of home and commercial needs in stock today.
This store is awesome.
Yeah, man, I'm so proud to have them as a partner.
Save big money at Menards.
At Foster Funeral and Cremation Services, we honor legacies. Let us take care of the arrangement so you can focus on saying goodbye. Veteran-owned and operated. Experience exceptional care and affordable service with Foster Funeral and Cremation Services.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
He is arguably the world's best soccer player, also arguably the most well-known, and now Lionel Messi is reportedly making the surprise decision to bring his talents here to the U.S. That's according to a report by the BBC. Christian Benavides has the latest from Fort Lauderdale.
Lionel Messi, a once-in-a-generation soccer player some will tell you is the best to ever play the game, may be coming to U.S. Major League Soccer as a member of Inter Miami. In an interview with the Spanish newspaper Mundo Deportivo, Messi confirmed his interest in making the move.
The biggest possible get that you can have. You're talking about the biggest soccer star in the world.
Inter Miami is co-owned by David Beckham, who will now become the second most well-known star to jump to the MLS. Carlin Gay is deputy editor of the Sporting News.
You have the biggest star in soccer, right? The biggest star in soccer coming off of a World Cup, still with plenty left in the tank. Could go anywhere in the world and play, and he decided to come right here to the United States, decided to come to Miami.
Messi is believed to be turning down an offer to return to his longtime team, FC Barcelona, as well as a deal to play for a club in Saudi Arabia. Soccer insiders estimate that contract could have netted him as much as $1 billion over 2 years.
That speaks volumes, because it's not just about the money to him. It's obviously about the love for the game.
Messi is no stranger to South Florida. He reportedly bought a vacation home here in the Miami area back in 2021, and this has been a frequent vacation spot for his family. As for when Americans may get their first glimpse of the 35-year-old 7-time world's best player winner, he could make his debut for Miami as soon as July. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Fort Lauderdale.
And this will be Messi's first time playing professionally outside of Europe since he joined Barcelona's academy when he was just 13 years old. Messi just announced on Sunday he was leaving Paris Saint-Germain after 2 seasons. And we'll have a final check of your First Warn forecast after a short break. Stay with us.
It's a brand new day.
Don't let junk get in the way. All you have to do is point.
And you'll be back to your old self again.
Yeah!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Your work is your calling. It drives your days and powers your nights. But if your teeth no longer work as hard as you do, Aspen Dental is here with smile replacement solutions that work for your life. Whether it's your first step or a fast fix, you can get in today for all your denture needs, all at an affordable price. Right now, get new dentures for $30 per month per arch with 60 months financing. $1,770 total payments including interest. Aspen Dental, anything to make you smile. Book today.
Fry Construction is celebrating 28 years with a big anniversary sale. Join us to save 28%. That's right, 28%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 3 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Act now for 28% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing project. Schedule your free consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Trust your feet to Morgan's shoes.
Birkenstock ushers in a new collection with clean lines, easier than ever closures, and the most necessary footbed in your closet. Slide into Morgan's shoes and shop our new Birkenstock arrivals. See what's fresh for spring and summer. Birkenstock platforms and wedges, cork-powered sneakers, or up your game with our iconic men's and women's sandals.
Comfort with style. Trust your feet to Morgan Shoes.
Morgan Shoes, Hilldale.
Our phones keep us constantly connected.
Can you switch to airplane mode?
But what if they had a mode to help us actually connect? Introducing Us Mode, a mode that makes our phones less distracting, so we can focus on quality time. So the notifications we get are the ones that matter. So we're never distracted from what's most important. Visit US Cellular in-store or online to set up Us Mode for free, even if you're not a customer. US Cellular, built for us.
Want to work out for free? This summer at Anytime Fitness, you can get up to 3 months free. Get more for your membership than just machines, with 24/7 access and a community of support. Hurry! The earlier you join, the more you save. Stop into Anytime Fitness now and get the summer free.
It's a brand new day.
Don't let junk get in the way. All you have to do is point.
And you'll be back to your old self again.
Yeah!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
We've got a lot of news coming up. The 2024 presidential race is intensifying, with former Vice President Mike Pence launching his bid and throwing shots at GOP frontrunner Donald Trump. Why Pence says Trump should never be elected again. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And Julian is back. Final check of the forecast.
Well, we'll start with 3 things we'll need to know. Well, we're going to be expecting those skies to be rather hazy potentially again going into our Thursday, but at least we're continuing the trend of 70s. Heading into this weekend, we're going to be warming up, but also have a chance of some widespread showers and potentially thunderstorms coming into our Saturday afternoon into our early Sunday morning. Otherwise, another dry trend until later next week, where we have potentials of more showers and thunderstorms in our forecast as temperatures warm back to more mid-August type of feels for us.
Yeah, a lot of folks really looking forward to maybe getting a little bit of rain, a little bit of relief out there. Julian, thank you. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.